Greetings, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Look, that's what we're going to be talking about today. This beer here, which I have brewed all by myself. This is a Rye IPA. I'm sure I'll tell you about it in the video. I'm going to try and make this quick tonight because it is like sub-zero outside. It's so cold. And I was actually also brewing today. And I kind of brew at the door for the boil, so the steam escapes. And I'll kind of siphon off a bit of beer, wort and stuff, and when I'm cleaning out into the tarmac out there. No, it's like a bloody ice rink out there, so that wasn't very clever. So I don't think I'm going to be coming back out here again. I'll probably take a bottle and maybe a couple of cans or something in, so that'll do. So let's get this over with anyway. Here's some video footage of me brewing this beer. Morning, it's a brew day. Today we're doing a Rye IPA. This is it here. Let's get mashed in and I'll tell you what. I'll just start talking and see what comes out. So yeah, I was really kind of thinking, getting close to Christmas, I really need to get some stuff in kegs and make decisions about stuff in kegs that I already have in kegs, whether to keep them or dump them and fill them with something else. So I was really wanting to do like a double batch today. This is only a single batch because I have a rule where I only do double batches of tried and tested recipes. Okay. This, I have done this once before, the base recipe anyway, but it's not tried and tested, and I have changed it around slightly. So this is based on the Cararye IPA I did. Loved it, absolutely loved it. But I've had to make some changes, mainly because I don't have enough Cararye. I've got ordinary rye, a mix of ordinary rye and Cararye, but more of the ordinary rye, which might not make too much of a difference. But the other thing is then that I don't have any, the last one was like mainly Citra hops in it. Don't have any Citra left at all. Have Simcoe, the closest thing I know to Citra is Simcoe. So I've got some of that, and then I just went mad and I thought, you know what, I'll stick some Cascade in there as well. We might get a bit more of the kind of the grapefruit feel, flavour, aroma, whatever. We'll see what happens. So I'm not confident that if we do a double batch on this, that it's going to be absolutely spot on. So it's only a single batch, that's the reason for it. That means I'm going to be brewing again next week, so it's not too bad. Also, I'm going to be using kveik in it. I think I've got some Hornindal in the fridge somewhere. 68 degrees we're mashing it, because we want that big body. We should get it with a rye in there as well. Anyway, because rye does seem to make it feel bigger. And we got a bit of wheat in there as well, which will help. So yeah, it'll only be 5%, but it should be a big enough body that, you know, you think you're drinking more. There's nothing less glamorous about brewing than having to brew in cold weather. Horrible. The only thing worse is when it's cold weather and it's raining at the same time. I mean, see some people, when they find out that like I brew as a hobby, they immediately think that I want to work in a brewery or own a brewery or run a brewery. And it's like, no, I don't, because it's hateful. Because as nice as good as it is, imagine trying to clean up that amount of grain. I mean, with this it's only what, 5 kilo of grain, like, but imagine doing like, you're doing, you know, 1,000 litre batches and stuff like that, and you're just trying to shovel wet grain. Oh jeez, my back's just going thinking about it. So yeah, that's not very glamorous. Hosing down massive pots and stuff and the spray, and no, there is nothing sexy about making beer, let's be honest. Good bit's drinking it, don't get me wrong, it's a very good bit. That's the only reason you do it. I suppose there is a bit of enjoyment in the process. You know, building recipes and stuff. If you don't build your own recipes, you definitely should. Because it's interesting, I find it very interesting. You can do the same recipe, you can tweak little things like this beer here. Tweaked it slightly, just to see what the difference is between this one and the last one. And, you know, just improving it all the time. I find that fascinating. You know, as I said before, it's like cooking. The reason I wanted to do this in the first place is because I really enjoy cooking and that whole process there. And brewing is an extension of cooking, which is kind of why I enjoy it. Although like brewing, cooking is a pain in the arse. And you've got about 10 different frying pans and pots to wash. And they won't all go in the dishwasher. Quite a lot of liquid in that. Hope that's not stuck. It's rye, so there's a chance we're gonna have a very slow sparge. Maybe not stuck, but slow. Yes, we've definitely got a stuck sparge. I mean, I haven't even started sparging yet. The joys of brewing. The glamour. Isn't that what it is? The glamour of brewing. Fuck it, let's do it. Yes, this is the hop situation. Columbus 60 minutes. We've got Columbus going in 20 minutes. We've got Cascade and Simcoe going in 15 minutes. Simcoe going in 10 minutes. Cascade and Simcoe going in, flame out, and then that's the dry hop there, 150 grams in that. So that is the plan. Just waiting for this sparge to finish, which is taking forever. Okay, the rain's on now. That's not a good sign. So we've ended up with like 20 litres. Now I was going for 22 litres, so we've lost 2 litres thanks to that sparge, which was a bit of a nightmare. So obviously we've lost that as a result. My phone's now, the old phone I use for the tilt is, I don't know, I think it's finally crapped out. That's another thing that's gone wrong. Let's just get this in. So this is it. So this is based on that Cararye IPA. The only difference, the main differences between that and this are, the main one was, that was turned out 4.3, which is why I thought it was one of the reasons why it was so brilliant, because it didn't taste like 4.3, tastes like 5.3. This is 5.3. The question is, will this taste like 6.3? That's one question we need to ask ourselves. The second thing is, I switched out the Cararye. I'm sure I said this in the video, but we switched out the Cararye for normal rye. And lastly, we're using Hornindal yeast, so kveik Hornindal. Somehow the yeast packet is still sitting over here. I can just see it over there. So that, I don't know why that's still sitting there. Aromatic flavour at high ferment temps for a quick ferment. For a quick ferment, it says. Now, when I was fermenting this, I put it at pressure. The pressure just got too high. With kveik, it just goes bloody mad. And I should have really I need to keep putting the pressure down all the time. But it was sitting too high, probably because we're like over 10. And it was like by the time it got to 1020, it didn't quite crap out, but it started going really slowly. So then I had to keep cranking temperatures up, shaking it and stuff, and swirling, trying to swirl the big bloody all-rounder around and all that. So we finally got it down to 1014 anyway, is the main thing. So 5.3 it ended. We got there in the end, but it did take like the best part of 3 weeks maybe. So this is like about two days after I've kegged it, but it was already carbonated, and if memory serves, the last one, the Cararye IPA, was the same thing. As soon as you started drinking it, it was amazing. So the aroma is fantastic. Getting a big whack of the grapefruit. So Cascade Simcoe, that is kind of the overriding aroma. In behind that though, there's definitely this kind of fruit. I would even say a tropical fruit, like a pineapple type of thing going on now. Possibly that's from the kveik, I would say. Maybe even a touch of mango. Definitely pineapple, maybe a bit of mango in there. And then there's this kind of little tiny dank note as well too, which I'm guessing is from the Simcoe. It smells absolutely fantastic. Okay, this is a good start. So anyway, cheers. I'm going in because my hand's frozen solid here. Mouth feels okay. Medium. Oh, the flavour on that, just as the bloody freezer kicks in, the compressor. Oh, that's good. That's good. The bitterness is in the background somewhere. IBU is 50, so that's quite a lot. But it's just not, to me, it's not, maybe it's just the fact that it's so cold because it's in here. But it tastes really smooth. There's a bit of bitterness in the background. Nothing at all. Really nice though. Columbus to bitter with. It's just the best bittering hop in the world ever, isn't it? And the flavour. My God, the flavour. Where do you start? Where do I start? Okay, I'm going to start by saying it is absolutely beautiful. Okay? I can't so much remember the last one to be fair, but I knew it was absolutely superb as well. So this is much the same. See, with the Simcoe then instead of the Citra. Definitely getting the grapefruit in there. There is a big hit of that. There's also that kind of a little tiny bit of like lemony citra type of taste to it. Just a little bit. And the rest is just all fruit. All bloody lovely tropical fruits. I mean, you don't normally get tropical fruits from Simcoe. But there it is. So maybe that's the kveik again. Yeah, and a bit of that pineapple in there. Oh, it's one of them beers where you just don't want to talk to anybody. You just want to drink it. I mean, if there was some kind of device, you know, like in Back to the Future, where it's the first time you see Doc Brown, he's wearing this big mad helmet because he's trying to, I don't know what he's trying to do. He's trying to put his thoughts into something. It's kind of like that. That's what I need. So whenever I'm doing one of these, I can just wear the helmet and plug it straight into the camera. and then all these kind of images flash up on the screen as to how good this is. In terms of the rye, actually, I'm still not getting. You get a little bit on the end. After it goes down, you do get a tiny little note of the spiciness, which adds to the flavour, but it's still not quite enough. I mean, I only put what, 400 grams of rye malt into this out of 4.87 kilos in total. Sorry, there was Cararye in there as well. So we did use Cararye, 260 grams. So that's 660 grams of rye went into that. Obviously, we got our stuck sparge, which is a bit of a problem. I need to buy rice hulls or oat husks or something. I need to note to self for the next order. So that is 13.5% of rye, and it's still not quite the level I want it to be at. I mean, don't get me wrong, it doesn't spoil the beer or anything like that, but I just thought of getting more of a hit. But it's just the hops. Maybe when the hops die down a bit, you'll get more of that rye flavour, but by the time the hops die down, there's not going to be anything left of that keg. Absolutely terrific. I think there will definitely be a version 3 of this. We need to work on the kind of flavour. It's really cloudy, like a New England IPA, but it doesn't have the colour because it's kind of dark, because of the IPA colour, you know. So we need to work out, do we want it really hazy? Do I put a bit of gelatin in it and see if I can clear it? I don't think it's going to clear at all with the rye, especially in there. Do we try and do something like that and see what it's like? Would that be weird? Drinking a rye beer. I don't know whether I've ever had a rye beer that's been clear. But we try and maybe we could try and lighten it up a little bit. I think maybe with the Cararye, it's darkening it down. That's 175 ABC for Cararye. So if it was just rye malt by itself, which is 27, I'll make it a lot lighter. And then maybe we could try a little bit of gelatin or something in it. I'm not sure, but in terms of flavour and aroma, I can't knock it at all. It's an absolutely superb beer. 5.3, so I'm feeling it already as well. Whereas with the last one it was 4.3, and that was just going down like water. So another success. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go. My hands are frozen solid. My head's getting pretty light. My lips are still flapping, as they usually do. Yeah, so I'm gonna go. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. I shall see you next week, hopefully. Getting closer to Christmas as well too, so jingle jingle. I was supposed to brew last week, and I had to fix the toilet. I've had toilet trouble, and when I say toilet trouble, I don't mean like I've shit myself all the time. No, what it means is that my toilet's been leaking, and yeah, that's a complete nightmare. It's gone, it's done. Let's not talk about it. Why am I even talking about it? It's supposed to be a brew day video. Should be really telling you what's in this. God bless video editing. You can do stuff like that. I'll probably cut all this out. This is normally what happens when I do like a video, and then the video ends up like 30 minutes or even longer, and I have to cut all this stuff out. And you can get away with this on just like a brew day video, but I do tend to do bring the glasses now. So yeah. Just rambling on here, aren't I? Sorry. So what is in this? I don't even know.